I call meeting to order. Let the record show that all board members are present. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with amendments? The amendment is 11B. Approve superintendent's recommendations for personnel 25-26.
I move we approve the agenda with the addendum as was submitted to us.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. First thing on our agenda is recognitions. Ms. Meadows.
Good evening, board members, President Ford, Dr. Starcher. This evening, I'm proud to recognize Rebecca Meadows. She is a fifth grade teacher at Hollywood Elementary School. She has earned national distinction as a Curriculum Associates Extraordinary Educator. Each year, Curriculum Associates selects only a small group of elementary and middle school teachers from across the country for this honor. Mrs. Meadows was chosen based on her outstanding record of student growth on iReady assessments, her innovative and engaging instructional practices, her thorough use of data to guide instruction, and her deep commitment to equity and meeting the needs of all learners. She is known for setting high expectations, continually improving her craft, and serving as a leader within her school and community. There are only 2 teachers in West Virginia that have earned this distinction, and she was the first. As part of this recognition, she will join a national network of high-performing educators and will have access to specialized professional development, collaboration opportunities, and an invitation to the National Extraordinary Educators Leadership Summit. Her selection brings well-deserved national recognition to Hollywood Elementary and highlights the strength and dedication of educators across our district. Join me in congratulating Rebecca Meadows for this remarkable achievement and thank her for the incredible work she does for our students each day.
Okay, we'll go ahead and recognize the students who had a perfect score on the writing test of 10. Ms. Blankenship and Ms. Hodges.
Good afternoon, President Ford, Superintendent Dr. Starcher, and board members. Tonight I am honored to formally recognize the elementary students who demonstrated exceptional writing skills by earning a perfect score of 10 on their West Virginia General Summative Writing Assessment. And to begin with, we have one student that was at Bradley last year. She is now a 6th grader at best, and that is Novella Hopkins.
Two, three, hold, and hold.
Would you like your picture with her? Her mom.
One, two, three, hold, and hold.
All right, congratulations. From Maxwell Hill, Nora Belcher.
All right, 1, 2, 3, hold, and hold. Okay, now hold. One, two, three, hold, and hold. Thank you.
Great job. And from Maxwell Hill, we have Morgan Stewart.
right, come on. All right. One, two, three. Hold it. Thank you.
Good evening. I will continue with secondary students that scored perfect on the end of the year GSA last year for writing. I have a few Woodrow students now. They were students at Beckley Stratton, but they are now Woodrow Wilson High School students. And the first one is Lily Church. Christina Jackson. Leah Nelson. Emily Simpson.
All right. One, two, three. Hold. All right, y'all ready? Ready. All right. All right. One, two, three. Hold. Hold.
The following are students at Beckley Stratton Middle School that scored perfect on their writing assessment. Cody Duncan. Rahan Patel. Leah Church. Dylan Hendricks. Herodessa Houghton. Colton Maynor. Colton is also one of my virtual students now.
Come on. Two, three. Hold, hold, and
Soraya Pickney. Sadie Sowards. Bella Crouch. Brooklyn Dominic. Nevea Francisco. Aubrey Hornsby. Marianne Jaweed. And Jackson Traber. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the winners. Yeah, if anybody needs to leave or wants to leave, you're certainly welcome to do that. If you want to stay, that's okay too. Shoot, ain't gonna be nobody gonna be here.
But some did, you know. I mean, some too. But you know what? Maybe we could check and see who's here. Maybe it's a little bit embarrassing nobody shows up. Yeah, I don't know.
But you hate not to announce their names. You know, you hate not to announce their names.
Yeah. You could say, students also did
Okay,
able to attend.
moving right along. We have no agenda items. We have no non-agenda items. Communications reports, Dr. Hutchins.
Last not snowing.
Ms. Smith,
I'm good.
Ms. Hambrick.
Well, since we were here last Tuesday, nothing much has happened, but I do want to tell everybody Merry Christmas.
Mr. Snuffer.
I'd say I'm good, but then be bragging, like the other ones there. Only thing I wanted to say was, I had the pleasure yesterday, Mr. Ford couldn't make it to Charleston, and I got to accompany the superintendent down to the School Building Authority meeting, and we were awarded $12 million to complete our project at, start our project at Woodrow Wilson. I guess that's phase 2?
Phase 3.
Phase 3, okay. Phase 3. Very excited. I told them if you take the $12 million that they gave us and the money that we're putting in, almost $15 million, $27 million project, that was probably the largest. That project was bigger than almost all the other projects put together. And it was really, it said a lot for Raleigh County to be able to come up with that matching money as you go through there and listen to all the other proposals and that were granted. Most counties don't put in the kind of funds we do to the project. And I think that says a lot for Dr. Starcher, for the citizens of Raleigh County, for Darren and his ability to do the Treasury duties as he does. And I'm just really proud to be there representing Raleigh County. And everybody was very positive. The SBA and everything else was very positive on our project and looking forward to getting that started. Our architect was there. I understand you're meeting with him this Thursday.
Thursday.
So we're getting ready to start and want to move dirt as soon as we can. That said, I wish everybody Merry Christmas. This is the last meeting of the year, 2025. It's hard to believe the year is gone, but when I think about that project and everything else we've accomplished in the last year, 25, I think the staff, Dr. Starcher, and even the board should be very proud of what they've accomplished over the last year. And a lot of challenges lay ahead as we go into 2026. And I don't say it's going to be easy, but I think with the staff we have and the people we have, the students of Raleigh County will be well served. So Merry Christmas to all of you, and look forward to a new year.
Thank you. The only thing I've got is, I'm sorry I couldn't go yesterday, but I do appreciate the good news that you all brought back. And thank you, Dr. Starcher, for your not giving up on the project. That's all I got.
We did go to the lottery building, and I did ask for another ticket, and they didn't have one for me. I wanted that one other ticket, just like a $1 billion ticket. Yeah, I'd take, yeah, I did ask for that one.
Mr. Ford, I would just echo what Mr. Snuffer said. I know he recognized several people, but I think it's also important to recognize the board. Our board trust Mr. Butcher and our recommendations regarding finances and projects. And without the board's support, we couldn't, what I call, squirrel away $15.5 million to put with the project either. So the board is to be commended for its vision and support of fulfilling the CEFP that it approved almost 6 years ago at this point. So thank you for your support. And as Mr. Snuffer said, Dave Ferguson with ZMM will be here Thursday all day. And then if needed, he'll be back Friday morning to finish, I guess, the conceptualization. We've already worked on it quite a bit with Dave, but he'll be here this week to finish that. And we hope to submit the initial, the documents that are required to the SBA mid-January. I've spoken with the SBA officials, and they said it takes a couple of weeks for them to review and provide feedback, but the project does also have to go to the State Department of Education for review. So obviously, if it takes a couple of weeks to get feedback back, then we're looking at early February, and hopefully we can get out to bid in February so that we can move forward pretty quickly with the project. So thank you, and I'll keep you updated as I have more information. Thank you.
Okay, when we were at Stratton, you had that tribute place. Since they're remodeling Woodrow, I wonder if that would be an opportunity to do one of those there.
A tribute space for
Woodrow.
Woodrow. It has not been, it's not in the design so far, but if that's the pleasure of the board, we can look at that.
We didn't really consolidate.
They don't have a tribute space like the one we have at Stratton High School. Woodrow Wilson was obviously a consolidation of Stratton High School and the former Woodrow Wilson High School. If that would be the wish of the board, then we can look at that. I know that's not an item on the agenda tonight to really discuss, but
It's just a thought.
yeah, I know. I had some requests for tribute spaces elsewhere in the county after that day. So,
Everybody wants one. Everybody wants
yeah, I can mention it to Dave and see his thoughts. Okay.
Probably need to check Woodrow, see if they even want one.
Sure. And I should say, Mr. Stafford will be a part of that meeting on a Thursday and potentially Friday. And obviously we try to keep the principal involved with the planning of the project throughout the process. So he'll be here Thursday. I would imagine maybe in maybe the second meeting of January or in February, we'll bring information back to you to share it with you before we move forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Ms. Hodges. Virtual data report.
Good evening again. So this evening I've provided you just a quick look at numbers. Comparing September virtual information to December. The numbers that you see under December, that was Thursday. I pulled those numbers. So that is how recent and how up to date this data is. You can see that in September, we had 175 total students in virtual, and now we have 354. Tomorrow will be our last orientation for this semester, and there are 32 scheduled for tomorrow. We're averaging between 25 and 35 each time we have an orientation that are switching over to virtual. I've given you the data there for IEPs, each grade level. We consistently this semester have maintained the 6 medical homebound that are secondary. Also, we have, in September, we had welcomed back 9 students that had gone non-public. We now have 13. I've also broken down by school exactly how many each school has, on our virtual lists. As you can see, 6th grade is still the lowest group, and 10th and 11th grade, those are our largest. Very pleased with those numbers. It's growing. Any questions? Yeah. In a semester, I'm starting to really look at, so if we are at 354 and we add another 32 tomorrow, that's not even at the end of first semester. So what will we be looking at second semester? So we're going to have to really look at that, and also, account for students that will be placed virtually for alternative and that sort of thing. But yeah, our numbers are, like I said, each orientation, and we average about every other week. Of course, it's a little off this time because of the snow days and Thanksgiving and so forth, but it's between 25 and 35 every time we have an orientation. Mm-hmm. We're keeping them as right, because the bulk of these when I speak to parents, when they call and ask, is there any way I can get my child into virtual because they remember the old, procedures? And I explain, just go on and fill out the application. They're just like, oh my gosh, when's the next orientation? We need to make this change now. So I do feel that if we did not have this as an option, we would have said goodbye to lots of families, to other possibilities out there.
Are they graded? I mean, keep up with it.
Yes, middle school meets Mondays and Wednesdays. High school is Tuesdays and Thursdays. It used to be there were only classes in the morning. We now have live classes in the afternoon for high school because we're offering so many more options and so many more electives because where we added staff. The benchmarks have been requested. I've messaged a lot of parents in the last week that said, your middle school student still has to complete that iReady benchmark. This is part of, those requirements that you have agreed to. If you do not complete, if you don't make sure that your child completes these, it can jeopardize your virtual, continuing in virtual, because that is part of it. They still have to bring them for the GSA, SAT, all of those things. I've had several parents reach out to me today. How do we get to that benchmark? They're wanting to make sure that they do all of the things. But yeah, I guess it was, I'm looking at Rachel, it was like late in the school year last year when we set up Thrill Share that I could message and call virtual families, and I blow them up now. They get a lot of messages from me. It's either emails. It's kind of like, I just went back to my old way of, when, your principal and you're sheeting out those emails of, like the last time we had a Reimagine Day, I was like, okay, just so you know. And so it's been really good to have that communication, but I've definitely had a lot of feedback this semester that they've loved all the communication. So between myself and Miss Gerald and all of the teachers, because there's a lot now. We're talking to parents every day.
What do you think the motivating factor is for these students who are going that direction?
I think there's a lot of different motivating factors. I think I know that there have been several that when the parents have called, there's been a situation that's happened at school, maybe with a breakup or a friend group, and student needs to remove themselves from the situation. That has been the number one this semester. For the high school kids, they just like to go virtual and not have a schedule that allows them to work a little bit more. And even when we did the attendance exceptions for the first semester, we had several virtual. There's still, and the fact that they can still participate in all of the things at their home school, whether it is snowball, prom, all the sports, that is still a huge piece that they really like. I have had several students, situations that maybe an extended family member is sick and their schedule maybe just doesn't allow for every day making sure somebody's at home to pick up whatever it may be or to be, and we've been able to accommodate a lot of just personal family issues that would have made it very hard for the child to remain a traditional Raleigh County student. So I think it's been very helpful to those families. Thank you.
You said what new electives you offer now?
Well, we added art, and we have several different art classes. And Ms. Lasada has, every time we have orientation and we bring in new students, she kind of gives them a packet of art supplies so that they have those materials at home. But between that elective and then where we have now been able to offer like poetry, creative writing, not just the English 10, English 11, we have forensics, we have lots of things that they want. They're like, hey, I want to sign up for that class. Psychology, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have no unfinished business. We have no policies and procedures. Consent items A and B. Can we vote on those together?
I move we approve the consent items as were submitted to us.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. New business. Consider approval of the superintendent's recommendation for personnel 25-26.
Good evening, everyone. On page 2, about midway down, you'll see the highlight there. We had to add the word paraprofessional in the job title for Rhonda Stover. It was inadvertently left out. That is the only correction on these records.
Okay, your recommendation.
My recommendation is as presented with the correction noted by Ms. Simonko.
Okay, you heard the recommendation. Do you have a motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Addendum.
Okay, the other one is, again, consider personnel superintendent's additional recommendations for 25-26.
My recommendation is as presented.
Have a motion or questions?
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendations as were submitted to us.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, that's all we have on our agenda. Merry Christmas to all. This meeting is adjourned. Better hurry.
Great to see
Supposed to be saying